Hello everybody, welcome to today's video. In this video, we are going to talk about the differences between management consulting profession in the US scenario and the Indian scenario. By the way, I had 8 plus years of work experience in the consulting domain. My base location was the US, but I did quite a few projects in India as well. So, majority of the points that I'm going to convey in this video are coming through my personal experiences and the folks that I frequently talk to within my network. If you have any alternate viewpoints, please do let me know in the comment section. So let's get started with this video. And I'm going to talk about 3 points primarily. The first one, salary. The second one, nature of work. And the third one, lifestyle. And towards the end, I will also share my verdict on why it is better to work either in the US or in India if you are thinking about consulting as a profession. So let's get started with the salary part. In India, for the post-MBA roles, the starting salary right now is around 55 to 60 lakhs in the consulting domain. Go check out with any ISB student, they'll say, hey, the consulting salaries, specifically with respect to McKinsey, BCG, Bain, are around this number. The same number in the US is 250,000 USD. Even if you cut down taxes, even if you cut down a lot of other things, the in-hand salary is potentially 66% of what is the final CTC number. And this 66% would roughly equate to 40 lakhs in India and 150,000 in US. Now the question is, it's not about only the starting salary because a lot of other professions also offer similar salaries. But the bigger thing is about the growth rates. Consulting growth rates are roughly around 15% every single year. And these growth rates are not uncommon in the consulting world. However, if you look at other industries, 15% growth in salary every single year for the next 10 years is probably difficult. So if you start with 40 lakhs or 60 lakhs and if you are growing at 15% per year, it means your salary is doubling every 5 years. So in 5 years, your salary would be close to 1 CR in India, and in the US, you are looking at close to 400 to 500k USD, and do the math subsequently. This growth rate is the reason why a lot of people are interested in consulting itself. Now the other point is, why are consultants paid so much? And this brings us back to the question of nature of work. With respect to the nature of work, you are working constantly with senior executives from some of the top corporations in the world. And when you do that, you are helping these guys design their own strategy. And this itself warrants a lot of incentive. And that is why you are being paid a lot. Now, when you talk about work, it's not just about what is it that you are working on, right? You are also talking about who you work with. The first one is clients and the second one is your colleagues. With respect to the clients, just a quick background, consulting is a very old industry in the US. It started a few decades back, and so you will see in the clients as well, there are a lot of ex-consultants. These guys worked at McKinsey, BCG, Bain for a few years, and then they moved into the client side. So they understand what clients bring into the picture. On the other side, the Indian market is pretty new with respect to consulting. So you don't find a lot of ex-consultants among your clients. So naturally, a lot of questions come forward. Hey, what is the value that you add to us? You need to keep answering these kind of questions, which is not very comfortable to say honestly, right? The second thing is your colleagues. Majority of the colleagues come from business schools, and the composition of the business class represents what's the composition of your team room as well at McKinsey, BCG, Bain or other top consulting firms. So in the US, you might have 10% Americans, 20% Indians, 20% Chinese and 20% Europeans, so on and so forth. Similarly, that does not happen in India because 100% of the team room is Indians. So there is a lot of cross-cultural learning that happens in the American team room. The client side and also the colleague side, there are a lot of advantages in the American context versus the Indian context. The third thing is the interesting part, lifestyle. Well, consultants are pretty much known for their notorious lifestyles, right? You have to work for 12 hours a day, 14 hours a day, 16 hours a day. However, the interesting thing is the work in India, Southeast Asia is actually a little more compared to the work in the US market. And one of the key differences is the expectation around how much time you will spend at the client side. In Southeast Asian markets, not just India, but also Singapore, Indonesia, Malaysia, you are expected to come into the team room, and if you have to take a plane and get to the client side, you are expected to be there by 8 a.m., 10 a.m. on Monday morning, and you are expected to be there till Friday evening. On the other hand, in the US, these policies are set, clients understand because they themselves are ex-consultants. They say come in on Monday morning, even if it is around noon, it is fine, and you leave on Thursday evening. So you get to spend that Friday potentially at home. Not many consultants go to work or go work from office on Fridays. So you definitely have that extra day advantage every single week. That is huge, right? Whether we accept it or not, every single week, if you get an extra day with your family, how big deal is that? Now, moving on, this lifestyle then implicates into how sooner or rather you want to switch away from consulting. Now, my verdict is, I personally have seen whatever place in the world it is, folks stick to consulting for 3 to 4 years or at max 5 years, and then they quit. They move into other avenues, whether it is in the strategy space for a big corporate or whether they want to start their own company or PE, VC, whatever it is. Folks don't stay long in consulting. That's the hard reality. Hence, if you want to spend only a few years, why don't you maximize your earnings? Why are you thinking about earning in rupees versus earning in dollars? If you work for 5 years, then you are talking about your savings around $1 million or 2 in the US, or even if you are working for 10 years, right? Pretty huge numbers. Now, yes, in India as well, the numbers are high, but if you look at the comparison, now you might ask, hey, why do you need to compare? You get a lot of other benefits too. But my point is, if you aggregate these benefits faster, and then you can retire potentially forever, right? So that's a thought process that you can think through as well. I'm sowing a small seed in your brain, but end of the day, my verdict would be, hey, if you're anyways planning to work only for 5 years, why not US and why India? Hope this is helpful, guys. If you want me to make more such kind of videos, please do let me know in the comments box. If you like this video, please like it and also share it with your friends. That would be super helpful for me. Thank you so much, guys. We'll see you again in the next video. Bye-bye.